Have you ever wondered why your home feels exhausting instead of peaceful? The answer often lies in how your space is arranged, designed, and used. But what if the change starts with a few simple principles? There are essential practices to fix this, concepts you can apply to every room at your pace without rushing. To make this change stick, we're going to use 5 basic principles of organization. They work as a practical guide, and the first principle completely changes how you see any space. Principle number 1, define the purpose. Before you move any furniture or throw anything away, you need to ask a very clear question. Exactly what is this room for? A bedroom is for rest and reflection, while the kitchen is for nourishment and connection. When you clearly define a space's use, your perception of the objects in it changes instantly. You'll quickly start to notice what helps and what gets in the way. A room focused on sleep needs quick action. You'll realize that keeping piles of documents or random objects next to your bed forces your brain to register unfinished tasks, making it harder to relax at night. You keep only the objects that support what that room is meant for. This cuts down the need to organize the same things every single day. By staying focused on the room's purpose, you stop clutter from taking over your furniture again next month. You create a very practical mental filter. If an object doesn't help you rest, it's got to go. Applying this principle makes organizing an automatic decision. When a room contains only what supports its purpose, you eliminate visual clutter and ensure the space functions as intended. This clarity is the essential first step toward a routine with fewer distractions and a more intentional environment. Principle 2, less but better. Principle number 2 focuses on a very direct rule. Have fewer things, but choose better options. We have a habit of filling spaces with new decor. We buy things just to fill an extra shelf. This creates a silent problem that drains our daily energy. A large number of items requires constant maintenance. You have to clean, organize, and tuck them away over and over again. When we choose to keep simple pieces with a real use or a personal story, we reduce that mechanical work. But the visual impact of this choice completely changes the atmosphere of your home. An object with a clear meaning stands out. Too many items compete for your visual attention all the time. This constant distraction tires your eyes and your mind. To solve this problem, we focus on where the objects around us actually come from. A room full of items with no history feels cold and temporary. When you choose furniture made from natural materials, the room comes to life. You don't have to buy everything at once. Slow living teaches us to focus on a single item with a clear meaning. And the origin of who made those items dictates the sense of peace you'll feel. Objects created by artisans or local makers have much more value. These objects reflect the time and care that the artisan or maker invested in creating each piece. Having something in your home made with patience and real materials brings that same calm to your routine. And this appreciation for what's natural leads us directly to our next concept. Principle 3, nature inside. This brings us to principle number 3. Invite nature into your home. Sunlight, plants, wood, and fabrics like linen or cotton have a direct effect on our bodies. They soften the stark, rigid lines of standard furniture. Direct contact with these elements changes how our brains process a space. Harsh artificial lighting, for example, keeps our stress levels high because it directly messes with our biological clock. Bright light hits your eyes and sends a clear command to the brain. Your body interprets that brightness as midday sun and thinks you need to stay active and productive. This process triggers an instant chemical response. Instead of starting to relax, your nervous system keeps working in a state of high alert. With synthetic materials like plastic, acrylic, and artificial fabrics, the stress reaction happens through touch and sight. Our bodies react to the physical environment very instinctively. We evolved in contact with natural elements. The human brain recognizes the irregular textures of wood, stone, and cotton as safe and cozy. Synthetic materials are perfectly smooth, cold, and lack natural variation. Surrounded solely by artificial items, your body fails to receive the necessary sensory signals for comfortable and safe relaxation. So far, we've defined the purpose of the space, cut back on the excess, and brought in natural materials. You can already visualize a much more pleasant, focused environment. The visual fatigue disappears, and you actually want to stay in that room. To make sure this organization stays doable every day, we apply the fourth daily principle. Principle 4. Hide the visual noise. Your brain tries to read and process every tiny detail at once. This constant scanning leads to instant mental overload. That's why we feel such relief when our homes are tidy and clean. To eliminate this invisible daily fatigue, we're going to apply a very direct technique. You need to create at least one totally clear zone on every surface in your home. Use a small tray to group your keys and daily items. But make sure that empty, clean space takes up most of the furniture. To store the rest of the things we use all the time, we use another practical strategy. Use baskets, boxes with lids, or furniture with doors. These items group your basic needs and let your eyes rest. You organize the space little by little, without the exhaustion of trying to clean everything at once. And that same tranquility prepares us for the next step. Principle 5. Create spaces for active breaks. Many people spend the entire day taking in information through screens, phones, computers, or TVs. When we get home, the automatic reflex is to sit down and turn on another screen to rest. But that overstimulation keeps the mind racing. Real rest requires you to switch off that alert state. And there's a physical way to guarantee that break. You need to create at least one small corner in your home that is completely electronics-free. It could be an armchair with a basket of books next to it, or a spot on a rug where you can sit in silence for a few minutes. These spots are for active breaks, where you rest by being present in the moment. You read, write, or just watch the light coming through the window. Leaving your phone in another room while you enjoy this corner sends a clear signal to your body. You're telling yourself that the need to consume information is over for now. This physical boundary between you and technology turns your home into a true refuge. By setting aside a specific place for these breaks, your daily energy changes completely. Principle 6. Build routines into your space. A slow living home depends heavily on how you interact with it. Objects form the backdrop, but your habits bring the space to life. Creating routines in your home is essential because they tell your body it's safe to relax. Our brains need those physical cues every day. The simple act of opening the curtains in the morning and letting natural light in works like a ritual. You're telling your body the day has started at a calm pace. Turning on a smaller lamp in the late afternoon signals the transition to evening rest. Repeating these actions sends a message to your body. You take the atmosphere of calm from the space and bring it inside yourself. A gentle routine transforms an ordinary room into a personal sanctuary. The house starts working for you, slowing down the fast pace we bring in from the outside world. When we put these principles together, we see an immediate, clear result. We realize that creating a slow living home just means focusing on the space you're in right now. Pick the bedroom or the living room and apply these principles with focus. Define the function, reduce the excess, and bring in nature. Create space and live in your environment with intention every day of the week. Slowly, one room at a time, your entire home enters this calmer, steadier rhythm. Empty surfaces invite you to sit and enjoy the present moment without guilt. You'll feel like you finally have a quiet place to recharge. And that practical change starts today.